This might be a long one. You see the age disparity, 9 years older for the Greek-Canadian. Only 1 inch difference in height, slight reach advantage for Ana Palacios. Both fighters easily made weight. Let's get into La Jaula and get it started, Beatriz.
Continuamos con mucha más acción este duelo. En la división peso átomo, we continue with much more action this bout. In the atomweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Byron Sellers, Robert Christopher, and Richard Green Sr. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Introducing the blue corner, la esquina azul, wearing white, vestida de blanco. Su peso oficial, 104.8 libras, her official weight, 104.8 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula invicta como profesional con 4 victorias tonight. She enters la jaula undefeated as a pro with 4 victories. From Toronto, Canadá, Anastasia Animale Nicolakakos. In the red corner, la esquina roja, wearing green, vestida de verde. Su peso oficial, 105.6 libras, her official weight, 105.6 pounds. With a pro record, 7 victories and 2 losses. Con un récord profesional de 7 victorias y 2 derrotas. De sangre mexicana, Mexico City, México. Ana la Guerrera Palacios. El referee, Christopher Miñoki.
Escúchame todo el tiempo, cuídate todo el tiempo. Si quieres tocar guantes, tocar. Buena suerte a los dos. Good luck.
Ana Palacios in the green from Mexico, taking on Anastasia Nicolakakos.
Round 1, are you
in
ready?
the white.
Listos? Dale.
And here goes round number 1.
Yeah, these girls are ready for war. That intensity in the eyes of Nicolakakos, ready for action. And Palacios, that confidence. She knows she needs to get that win. And the way that she wins it too, Jimmy, that's very important key here.
You already see the aggression of Nicolakakos. She switches stances real funky,
yes.
hands low. Very hard to time her.
But what's scary is the power.
Yeah.
You know, that's the power. She's able to switch that power from side to side.
Palacios in the green in the much more traditional boxing, kickboxing stance. Hands high, ready to go.
Yeah, very consistent. She's very stick and move. She'll come in, move in and out, cut the corners. What I like about those Nicolakakos, as you said, just switching the stance. She's almost like a matador, you know, just calling in the bull to come in and rush in.
But I always tell fighters, when you train them in boxing, kickboxing, you know this as well, Rodolfo.
Yeah.
You want to fight like Roy Jones, you better have Roy Jones speed. You want to fight like Prince Nassim Hamed with your hands down, you better have their kind of speed. That is the hard part. You got to see a lot of attacks coming if your hands are low. Sergio Martinez, Maravilla, another thing. You just superhuman fast, all right, keep your hands down. Yeah, if you are human fast, keep them hands up.
You can count the fighters that are able to fight that way.
Exactly, but everybody wants to look like that, right?
Right, right. It looks
Michael
pretty.
Venom Page in
MMA, yep,
yeah.
MVP is another guy. But so far, so good. She coming in with that stiff jab. When she finds that opening.
Yeah, Palacios right now just kind of looking to find her opening. That's one thing about the stance changes and the funky positionings. You'll find those openings, right? Catch them in the middle.
You have to be really rapid. And then she did catch her with that right. But it'll really throw you off. And with a switch stance, Jimmy, what you have to do is, you know, luckily this is MMA, work the legs. Chop the legs. Chop them.
Nicolakakos right now in the center, in the white. Greek-Canadian. Nice combination from Palacios. Good block by Nicolakakos.
And for a fighter, it could get so frustrating when the switching of the stance.
What it does, it changes your defense as well. The power side changes every time.
Oof.
Trying to slip the right hand. Pretty soon it's a power left hand. Halfway through round number 1. One thing about the style of Nikolakakos, it costs a lot of energy to move this much.
Yes, I was about to tell you that.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of energy from you, so you have to be consistent with it. Because if not, they'll just read you further down the line. Palacios just
nice head movement.
Yeah.
Nikolakakos.
Palacios needs to figure out this jigsaw puzzle.
But so far, Palacios seems calm. She doesn't seem mentally flustered by any of this. If she did any of her tape study or her coach did, she knew this style was coming.
And that's what's impressive about her, right? She's always very calm, cool, calm, and collective, even in difficult positions.
Throwing some good side kicks. Neither fighter so far trying to take this one to the ground.
I think that could be the major factor here. Oh, and Palacios into the clinch.
Yeah, first time really initiating any kind of clinch work. Looking for the body lock underneath the armpits.
That's another way of frustrating Nikolakakos, getting her in the clinch. But be careful here, because Nikolakakos is a very powerful fighter. If she were to switch levels here, take it down to the ground.
Doesn't look like that's where Nikolakakos wants to go. Seems content on the feet.
She's landing in those elbows, sneaking him in the clinch, Jimmy.
Yeah.
And there's that trip.
Outside trip.
This is where it could be very dangerous for Palacios because of that power that Nikolakakos has in that ground and pound. It's a strong woman.
And Palacios right now working to get back in half guard. Now, arm triangle position, that's very hard to finish from half guard. You can do it, but you got to be pretty strong and long.
Joel Palacios keeping in that leg, not allowing Nikolakakos to get the mount.
Yeah, but here the problem is if she ends up giving up mount, might give up the arm triangle at the same time. Gotta really hang on to this half guard. 15 seconds left to go in round number 1. Nikolakakos, her first dominant position on top. Looks like Palacios will make it to the bell. Round number 1 finishing with a flurry of ground and pound from the top. And a big breath from Nikolakakos on the ground.
Well, if she did her homework, well, she did not. It was more of her coaches, right? If you stick it to that last fight of Palacios, the ground was where Palacios had the difficulty.
Annie, those leg kicks, they're doing damage. That right hand is connecting, okay? I want you to keep those right hands coming, all right? You're seeing everything before it happens, and I want you to keep looking like that, all right? You're seeing it all, Annie. Let me hear. Yeah. Focus on the breathing. Your movement is great. Your head movement is beautiful. Keep the hands up the whole time, straight down the pipe, okay? We're gonna feed it this time. She doesn't want nothing of the stand-up. She doesn't want nothing of the ground, okay? So this is your fight. You dictate all the terms moving forward. You got it? Let's go. Here we go, Annie. Your fight.
Well, as you heard, they like the head movement of Nikolakakos. Want to keep her hands up a little bit more. They were down a lot in round number 1. Palacios, he said, you know, solving a puzzle is like a Rubik's Cube. You got to figure it out while it's trying to punch you back.
Very tough. But you see some of that clinch work to try to stop the flow of Nikolakakos.
We start round number 2. We have open scoring. We should know what the judges thought of round number 1 in a couple minutes.
Well, look at that left leg of Nikolakakos. So Palacios is trying to work for those kicks to slow down the pace.
No surprise, Nikolakakos winning round number 1, all 3 judges' scorecards. Say it was close until that takedown ground and pound at the end. That really iced the round for her.
You know, in this case, Jimmy, is for Palacios, you're because of the way that Nikolakakos fights, you're gonna have to get hit a couple of times to really cut the distance and put your performance to work.
And you're gonna have confidence in those 3, 4, 5 punches. 1, 2 is not gonna do it.
Right. Ooh. There's that
excellent takedown. This time, plenty of time left in the round. 4 minutes to go in round number 2.
This is where it comes to play to see what Palacios learned from that fight.
Let's work to pass this
Now Palacios generally has a pretty good guard. She's pretty good from her back, but half guard, very difficult to use. Got to get back to full guard to get anything done. Great passing, what we call a pressure pass for the half guard. Keep your opponent flat, thigh on the instep. Instep on the thigh, push and pull at the same time. And it's a very safe pass. And right now it looks like what Nico Lakakos is going for. Good job creating space. Palacios able to push off, but
trying to land in a
recommit. That's the question. Ooh. Nice right hand.
Yeah, landing in those bombs.
Nico Lakakos now in the full guard of Ana Palacios.
Nico carrying her weight quite well from this position, landing in shots.
When I asked what was the key to this is what you talked about.
Yeah.
The ground and pound.
This is it.
Nico Lakakos.
This is the dangerous part that I was talking about, because once you get her, because of that power, she's like a vicious. Hey, look, Animale, that's a reason, right? They gave her that nickname. She's vicious down there.
And she doesn't take, it doesn't take a lot of space for her to generate a lot of power. Short arms, yeah.
Because she's a strong girl. She has a lot of power in those hands. Oh, job with them up kicks, though.
Now in leg lock, 50-50 position.
But
Ana Palacios trying to go for it.
You can't count Palacios out. We've seen it in before when she's pressured in this position.
Thinking knee bar now.
Very
good
sneaky.
Hips.
She's very sneaky. She's very calm, very patient, and she can sneak in an arm or a leg and get the submission win.
Nico Lakakos bringing that physical pressure. Good job from Palacios. Get back to full guard. 2 minutes left in round number 2.
With an opponent like Palacios, even though you think you have this fight in the bag, you can never sleep on it. She's a very dangerous opponent. There's a reason why she was the top of her food chain in her division.
Excellent arm bars, great hips. So far, she hasn't come close to a submission from the bottom. There's been Nico Lakakos in control. Palacios trying to switch it up and get the single leg, but Nico Lakakos a little too fast. Great job with the turn and burn, getting around quickly.
Once again, sticking to that position, landing in shots. Maybe even a crucifix. She's able to get that other arm straight forward. For Palacios.
On a knee on belly, looking for mount.
Great. They're positioning that knee. Great G-transition. She just reads her so well, Jimmy.
Nico Lakakos just a step ahead in these ground transitions, and that's all it takes. The Greek-Canadian on top, landing the short punches. Ana Palacios, the warrior from Mexico, on the bottom in half guard. She has not been able to get her offensive game going.
Very
all
difficult.
Defense.
She hasn't figured this puzzle at all, Jimmy, for Palacios.
And to your point, trying to pop up, not quite timing it right, ending up on her butt again. Good up kick. Oh, she responds with a big right hand.
You know, and that's a consequence of keeping those hands down with that up kick. You can never get confident again. Anything, protect yourself at all times, Jimmy. That's what they tell you in the back.
She's doing it well so far. 10 seconds left in round number 2. Nico Lakakos ending with a flurry attempt at a knee bar. Nothing there.
Ya perdimos los 2 rounds. Tú traes para hacer.
We lost 2 rounds. You need to keep your head up. All right, get some air. Let them hands go. Let them go. You can do it.
¿Sale? Confía en ti.
Have a lot of confidence in yourself, confidence in your hands. Don't look to get the distance. We need to win, and we need to win at top. If you're in the bottom, go for the submission.
Sale, se ve, pero entonces pega.
Hit.
Entonces quédate arriba.
And stay at the top.
Quiero que salgas.
You've run both those 2 rounds. This is the round she's gonna get desperate. You know what we do to desperation, Andy?
I don't know if you heard that. You know what we do to desperation. You make someone pay when they make a mistake. Nico Lakakos They should be looking for a finish in round number 3, but Ana Palacios bouncing on her feet, still ready to go as we begin round number 3.
Well, you heard the corner say Palacios, she has to let them hands go. But as you pointed out, Jimmy, desperate measures could be a difficult position for Palacios because Nikolakakos could really capitalize on that. Any mistake right now could be critical.
It's easy to say in the corner, right? Throw your hands, go out on your shield when you're not in there getting hit. No surprise here in the judges' scorecards, 2 rounds to none.
Oh, stiff jab, and that's what the coach is talking about. Oh, another one, and that's what the coach has said, let them hands go.
For the first time, Nikolakakos a bit on the defensive.
Palacios feeling confident, Nikolakakos going to the ground.
Double leg half knee pick there on the far side.
Of course, we still have about 4 minutes to go in this fight, but if I was Palacios looking back, what would have happened if I would have let them hands go earlier?
It's always the question, isn't it? Now Nikolakakos on top, where she has been dominant in the first 2 rounds. Palacios, BJJ brown belt, excellent ground game. Her ground game just hasn't been a factor yet.
She's had no answer to Nikolakakos on the ground. And it's a shot. Palacios need to quickly get up there to the up kick, sure, but...
And you see how Nikolakakos never lets her physically off the hook, never disengages, always right there.
Waiting for that shot to jump in and shoot.
Exactly, and so you can't really figure out which way to go. Can I stand up? Can I push her off?
It's like she's baiting her.
Yes, into a position like this. Sloppy shot and they're back to their feet.
Well, now Palacios needs to really take advantage of this. Every second counts. Needs to let them hands go. Oh. Right to the ground again.
Right into full mount. This is
deadly
position. Full mount, 3 minutes left to go. Round number 3, exactly where you don't want to be.
And now giving up the back.
Good job getting back to half guard.
Coach asking for the gift. Gets an early Christmas gift.
That's it. Gift wrap behind the head. Grab the wrist. Yeah. It's an irritating position in jiu-jitsu to get gift wrapped.
2 minutes and a half, 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Palacios needs to find an answer to this jigsaw puzzle, and it has to come now.
Back into full mount. Nikolakakos now taking the back. Look at that hip pressure. Flattening Palacios out.
She just has no response, Jimmy, when it comes to those heavy shots.
Yeah, getting into these desperation positions. She turns it on. She can finish this fight.
Ref is coming real close, Jimmy.
Palacios doing everything she can to stay in the fight.
Palacios not responding.
So far, she is outgunned by the Greek-Canadian. Short elbow, short punches.
Flattening her out.
Deadly hips. This might be all she wrote for Ana Palacios.
She might not be able to get out. Wow.
Stoppage in round number 3 for Anastasia Nikolakakos. Beautiful stuff against a very game and tough Ana Palacios. But man, it was all about the aggression of that young lady tonight.
Man, and you know what? We talked about the pace. She kept that pace going throughout the 3 rounds, and well, there's some chance left, but boy, that girl means business.
Never slowed down, never let her foot off the gas. She's rewarded with a huge TKO win in round number 3. But you see the energy, you hear the energy, you want to feel the energy? Come check it out for yourself. Well, it was an action-packed fight, but so much of that action controlled by Nikolakakos in this victory. Let's make it official.
El tiempo oficial, 3 minutos y 20 segundos del round número 3, the official time. 3 minutes and 20 seconds of round number 3. And the winner, by technical knockout, la ganadora, por knockout técnico, Anastasia Nikolakakos!
Proving improving to 5-0, undefeated. Anastasia, nothing like your debut. You only get one. Let's look at the head-to-head. 5 years older is Janet Garcia. A slight reach advantage, but the height advantage going to Mariah Castro. Omar, get it going.
Ya estamos listos para continuar con mucha más acción, con este combate pautado a 3 asaltos de 5 minutos en la división peso átomo. We are ready to continue with much more action, with this bout set to 3 rounds of 5 minutes in the atom weight division. Los jueces son John Rupert, Mark Streisand y Richard Green Sr. Y ahora sí, el momento ha llegado para un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, introducing out of the blue corner, entra con un récord de 1 victoria invicta. Viene con un peso oficial de 106 libras. She weighed in at 106 pounds. Vistiendo de rojo, wearing red, es de Kearney, New Jersey, Mariah Castro. Y ahora su oponente en la esquina roja. Now her opponent out of the red corner. Haciendo su debut profesional. She's making her professional debut. Registered 105.4 pounds. Pesó 105.4 libras. Y está vistiendo todo de negro, wearing all black. Es de Puebla, México. Fighting out of San Jose, California. Janet Garcia. Y el referee para este encuentro, el internacional Raúl Porrata.
Obey my commands and protect yourselves at all times. Obedezcan mis órdenes y protegen en todo momento. Toquen guantes, regresen a sus esquinas.
Mariah Castro in the red, 1-0 in MMA. Janet Garcia in the black, making her pro MMA debut, but very experienced in the art of the 8 limbs, and we are underway, round number 1.
You know, always interesting to see when you get a Muay Thai person just making that switch to MMA to adapt to that fighting stance. You know, it's so different, and when it comes to MMA, you can't use that stance. You're gonna get caught anytime, especially in the ground game. So Mariah has been there though. She's already had that first fight inside La Jaula. She knows how it feels to be a pro. Lots of nerves coming into Castro with her opponent.
One thing about Janet Garcia, training in AKA, you know she's done the MMA rounds in the gym, right? She's not coming in here not understanding, to your point, the stance of MMA. Yeah. Right now, being patient, taking her time, and something you look for in someone's opening fight. A lot of times they come out with a little too much energy. Janet Garcia,
very calm.
Yeah, very calm.
Well, that's that over, close to 30 fights as a Muay Thai practitioner. Sets you up. Great exchange for both ladies.
And good head movement from Garcia, willing to stand in the pocket and trade. And Mariah Castro, for her part, not showing any fear. Janet Garcia.
Yeah, when she took on Lupe, it was a strike fest between those two. And they got a lot of gas in the tank, I'll tell you that much. They can go on forever.
Well, when you weigh 106 pounds, you can do it a lot better than we can. Good takedown from Janet Garcia. Trying to work her guard. Mariah Castro with the takedown, putting pressure on.
This is where we're going to see that transitioning, how she's evolved as an all-around fighter.
Well, good job from Garcia getting back to her feet.
Yeah, good way of scrambling, getting herself right up. I mean, for both, right, the perfect fight for these two would be the striking. But
oh, nice knee right through the center.
And that's that elbow, especially in the clinch. You don't want to get in a clinch with a Muay Thai fighter.
That's where they spend so much time, so deadly with the elbows, the knees. We call the short game.
There it is.
In striking.
1, 2, down the pipe. Let's go. There you go. Nice shot, Mariah. Let's level change off that. Let's go.
Mariah, they're throwing in some bombs, huh?
They are, and you know, Castro's corner saying, you know, transition there, throw the bombs, but use that to change position and go for the takedown.
And you don't want to do it too early in the fight, Jimmy. Yeah. You don't want to lose a lot of energy right from the start. What I'm loving here from Jeanette is how she quickly throws in those elbows in there and that clinch, sneaks them in.
And from a few different angles.
Yeah.
It isn't just one kind of elbow.
Stay poised, Mariah. Stay poised. We gotta look for something in the middle. In the middle. Okay, straight left hook.
Aiming the center of La Jaula is Janet Garcia.
Well, Mariah has the good sharp jab.
Let her pay for that kick.
And
her opponent's calling for it. I mean, her corner's calling for it. Is the 1-2 right down the pipe.
Nice.
But with a Muay Thai fighter, when you go up against an opponent like that, when you throw in that jab, you got to be careful because you know they're so creative. They can hit you with the elbows. They can hit you with the spinning back fist.
Back in that clinch position, Garcia unloading with the knees to the ribs. Oh, nice elbow
there it is.
over
See
the
how
top.
they sneak it in, Jimmy? Wow, man. Look at, she really busted her nose.
Yeah, she did, and following it up some knees to the ribs. Trying to take the soul out of Mariah Castro.
I'm loving this. I'm loving it. I'm loving them elbows. I'm loving it. I'm going to stand up.
Rodolfo, the kickboxing guy. Thrilled with this Muay Thai exchange, and so is Janet Garcia and her coaches. Right in her wheelhouse. Mariah Castro bloody, bleeding from looks like both nostrils right now.
Ooh, he came in with a stiff jab, Jimmy. Straight out of a Mortal Kombat video game.
One of my favorites.
They got a new one, I heard.
No, can't wait to see it. Good short elbows. Oh, right to the face again.
Vicious, man.
Janet Garcia feeling like maybe she could turn it on. A minute left in round number 1.
She's feeling it. And when you get a Thai fighter in this level right here, and just a lot of confidence, it's just no way of stopping them.
Very difficult.
Very, very difficult.
One thing they don't do in Muay Thai a whole lot is take backward steps.
Nope. Look, another, wow.
Great combinations with the elbows and good double leg. Mariah Castro needed that one with 35 seconds left to go in round number 1.
That's what Castro needs to bank on right now, the ground game. That's how you stop a Thai fighter.
And Garcia, though, doing a good job popping back to her feet. More short elbows.
Good. Break. Don't forget, watch the knee. Watch the knee, Mariah. 15 seconds, Mariah. 15 seconds. Let's go.
It's just very persistent, very offensive.
Diving forward, but right into the offense of Janet Garcia, making her pro debut, but full of confidence at the end of round number 1.
Man.
Mariah Castro getting some attention from the doctors there, some swelling around her right eye.
Oh, she got a little mouse there, right above the eye, eyebrow.
Man, no surprise there. The short elbows, the face a bit battered. They've stopped the bleeding in both nostrils, but Janet Garcia in the black, Mariah Castro in the red. Janet Garcia making her pro debut, but her Muay Thai on point in round number 1.
You know what I'm liking about Garcia, those elbows, because, you know, in Thai, you know that elbow's coming, but it's almost deceiving because it could just quickly go from a hook to an elbow. Nicely executed.
It changes range for free is the way I teach it, right? It changes range for free. You don't have to change your stance, don't have to do anything. Suddenly at a different range, but Janet Garcia has some success with the punches. She has found her range at the end of round number 1, and she's doing the same thing. Start of round number 2.
Yeah, there's no secret, right? Garcia read her by the book. Castro's trying to go for the takedown. What Castro needs to bank on is that she has that long range with the strikes.
Now we'll see what Garcia wants to do on the ground. Castro pretty much collapsing to the mat.
Yeah, Castro needs to work the angles.
Oh, good right hand.
She can't come at her just linear. She has to work the angles. That's how you're going to stop her.
So far, she's been an easy target for Janet Garcia, who is not letting up at all, Rodolfo.
It's coming right at her. And look at them, beautiful. Right there, beautiful. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I love these elbows.
They are continuing elbows and knees. And no surprise, 10-9 round across the board for Janet Garcia.
Castro.
Looking great in her debut.
Yeah, she's backpedaling right now, not going forward.
Mariah Castro is learning the wrong way, the hard way. She's not going to win this fight on her feet.
Castro needs to work those angles. She can't go right at her. Because she's switching stance. Garcia's quickly to do that. So
beautiful outside trip. Janet Garcia. Mariah Castro popping back to her feet well, but Castro showing she has other, tools in her toolkit outside of the Muay Thai.
Very diverse. Can go away a scrambling when she gets to the ground, Oof. I've lost count how many elbows she's landed.
They've been effective. They've been slick. Looking real Muay Thai. They have a lot of different kinds of elbows, and Janet Garcia is throwing every single one tonight.
But adjusted with that stance.
Yeah.
Left and right, Mariah. Left and right.
What's that? To the right
Coming
side?
out of the right ear of Mariah Castro.
She picks that leg up, throw it straight right.
Yeah, it looks like it's in front of the ear.
I got war paint on, Jimmy.
Variety of shots, especially look at that beautiful toss from Janet Garcia. And Mariah
she's
Castro
just setting her
has
up.
to find a way to flip the script on this one.
It's not looking good at all for Castro. She just can't, especially when Garcia comes in with that clinch. That's when she does the most damage.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, that 1-2 is good, but you gotta move. You can't stick with her and exchange because she's gonna hit you with those elbows.
Don't let her get set. There you go. Nice.
I mean, I tried to throw her side of an elbow there, but
Corner's trying to say is don't let her get set, pop in and out, but requires a lot of movement. Right now, Mariah Castro slowing down, not just from the movement, from the strikes as well. And Garcia, good job from the clinch. Now back to that Thai plum.
there it is. She's just not going anywhere. Once she gets that grip right there behind the head.
Striking back hard with the right hand, but takedown, a non-factor for Mariah Castro in this second round. Only takedowns have been from Janet Garcia. Janet controlling the stand-up as well.
And the story, Jimmy, in this fight with Garcia has been the elbows and the knees.
Yeah.
That's what it's been.
Yeah. All from that tie position, which is, you know, when you watch, fights in Lumpini, Rashidon Stadium in Thailand, they can stay in that clinch for an hour. Couldn't care less.
Forever.
Beautiful combinations, aggression, commitment to the double leg from Castro with 35 seconds left. He needs this takedown. She got it.
And now she's in a good position here because she could lay all that weight by La Jaula to help her to keep her there, but get 20 seconds to go. Not much.
She gets a brief rest, although, from the striking barrage of Janet Garcia. Problem is 14 seconds left, and we're back to our feet.
Oh,
Nice flying knee, but so far the action has been controlled by the Muay Thai specialist, Janet Garcia, in her pro debut.
Good.
Felt better if I was winning.
That was a close round. It was a close round, but yeah.
All right, try to relax. Try to relax. Spin here.
You have to. When she goes, when you get in there, you got to go for the level change against the cage. And when you're in it, when you're against the cage, that's when you got to move. You got to circle out. All right, one. Just don't play her tennis game. That's all. I know it's hard. I know she's sucking you into. I know she's sucking you into it. So
well, I'm trying to disengage so that hold it.
So listen to.
What do you want to?
Gotta go. Watch your left.
You're okay out of the ear?
Yeah.
Pick and choose.
Let the doctor look.
We are back in between rounds before the start of round number 3, and the doctor checking out the ear of Mariah Castro. We saw some blood out of there in round number 2, and it looks like the fight is going to continue.
Right at the top of the ear, it seems.
Oh, Mariah Castro's corner in between rounds said that was a close round. I heartily disagree. Janet Garcia controlling round number 2 in her pro debut.
But he said what we've been saying, you need to circle out. You can't play her game, just keep moving forward. And he said I know it's not hard, well, of course it's not. And especially when you're in there, you're feeling it out and you just want to just brawl. But you have to be always thinking somehow to move around and circle out, especially against a woman who has that Muay Thai experience.
And no surprise, Janet Garcia up 20-18, 10-9, both rounds, round number 1 and round number 2. Janet Garcia controlling it with her Muay Thai. She looks fresh. Her face not lumped up. Can't say the same for Mariah Castro. in the red, who's just been brutalized throughout this fight. Beautiful clinch work from Garcia.
But
good double
what's
leg.
impressive of Jimmy is when she goes for the takedown, Garcia finds the right way to get out. Look at it right here.
Yeah, controlling the head. Now forced to work from guard for really the first time in this fight.
The way of positioning those feet right in the hips.
Remember, keep that posture broken. Don't let her posture up. Very good.
Get their corner there to work that bicep inside.
They are not wrong. Janet Garcia is climbing with a high guard. That usually means an aggressive guard going after the arms, but also laying some vicious elbows on Mariah Castro.
Young Garcia, she's trying to hold on for that arm, that right arm there, Jimmy.
Yeah, she is angling.
How sweet it would be to win a win by submission.
In her pro debut to get the submission win when she's been dominating on the feet.
Look at those stats.
Quite a turnaround. Yeah, it's been a wipeout so far for Janet Garcia, but if you're Mariah Castro, if there's going to be a turnaround, this is where it's going to happen. On the ground, round number 3.
And so far, she's had the most time on the ground here with Garcia. So she needs to take advantage of it. But how much energy does she have left?
Yeah, that's the question after 2 very difficult rounds. Some of the energy, to not just stay in the fight, but to have a comeback.
Right. To do something with it, because you can lay there all day, but what are you doing? And Garcia, she knows exactly here, searching for some arms, looking for some attempts there for any mistake that Mariah can make so she could grab onto something.
Yeah, she's not just stalling. She's not just waiting for this fight to be brought back to the feet. She's being active from her back, but right now Mariah Castro so far having the best round of this fight so far as we are past the halfway point of round number 3.
We gotta get a little bit busier, Mariah. There you go.
She's landing some shots. And look at that left leg, Jimmy. And we talked about the elbows and the knees, but wow, the kicks, look at that left thigh.
And that left leg, an absolute mess. Mariah Castro trying to stay in this fight, and Janet Garcia working from the bottom. 1:45 left in round number 3.
Yeah, good way though of Garcia moving around with her hips, stretching them out, extending them.
But you got to wonder, Mariah Castro needs a win in this 3rd round. She needs a finish in this 3rd round. Hasn't really tried very hard to pass the guard, been done some short ground and pound, but hasn't really sat up and tried to get this fight over with. She needs it.
And the shot's not coming in with a lot of power as well.
Yeah.
We're down 2 rounds.
Hear her corner saying we're down 3 rounds. 2 rounds.
Good way of Castro there, keeping her to the ground.
Yeah, Garcia went for the armbar, made a mistake, didn't get back to her guard. There's 1 minute left in round number 3. Can she get back to her feet? She's going for it now. Good job for Garcia getting back to her feet. 50 seconds left.
Right, tripping her win.
Looking for
watch out. Anytime she may land a knee here, Jimmy, right to the head, and there it is.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Keep that pressure, hips back, all right?
Janet Garcia trying to win back round number 3, and look at the face of Mariah Castro. That was from the first 2 rounds. It has been a beating.
Look for the level change. Left and right, Mariah, go. Back up, back up, back up.
Good job with the sprawl.
Wow, look at that.
Transitioning to the back with 20 seconds left.
Beautifully executed.
You talked about a submission win. Could she get
How sweet
one?
it would be. The chin down, though, from Castro.
10 seconds left. Can Janet Garcia get the submission win in her pro debut? A fight she has been dominating.
No, she still has the chin down there. Not enough time there.
Saved by the bell is Mariah Castro. But a great debut from Janet Garcia. She's got a great future in La Jaula.
I am liking this girl. Those elbows were just purely savage. The knees and the groundwork is there. We saw that she got by Castro taken down, but she was able to recover and take the fight right back to the feet. Really impressed with this young lady. Now I understand why she couldn't get an MMA fight.
I do.
It makes sense.
Mariah Castro, to her part, took a beating in the first 10 minutes and really fought hard in that round number 3. Was able to get on top. She may have won that 3rd round. Wouldn't surprise me if she won it on the judges' scorecards, but A lot of people would have mentally checked out by that point. She didn't. She kept fighting.
Yeah, kudos to Castro. She had a lot of heart. And it was towards the end that she was able to take her down and ride her into for a good 2 minutes and change. But it just wasn't enough.
Well, the scorecards are in. Omar Amador coming into La Jaula to make it official. Janet Garcia will find out if she got a win in her pro debut. Mariah Castro, has she tasted defeat for the first time in her pro career? It is tallied. We will find out now. Omar Amador, let us know.
Después de 3 asaltos de mucha más acción, after 3 rounds of much more action, we go to the scorecards. Judge Richard Green scored the fight 29-28. Juez Richard Green anotó la pelea 29-28. Judge John Rupert también vio la pelea 29-28. Judge George Rupert also saw the fight 29-28. And Judge Mark Streisand saw the fight 30-27. Y el juez Mark Streisand vio la pelea 30-27. Todos para la ganadora por decisión unánime. All in favor to the winner by unanimous decision, Janet Garcia!
Well, she finally got a fight in MMA. Somebody actually stepped up and fought her, and it turned out her way. Janet Garcia now 1-0.